big breaking news coming in. WION has exclusively accessed the Pakistan court order on Hamid Ansari, the Indian national who's been languishing in a jail in Pakistan for the last 3 years on false charges of espionage. The order from the Peshawar court from November 2016 and claims that Hamid Ansari entered Pakistan with a fake ID. This alleged ID was sent to Hamid through a Facebook friend who hosted him for 2 days and then left him at a hotel. He was picked up by the police and handed over to security agencies in subsequent raids at the hotel. This is the latest we're getting on the Indian national, Hamid Ansari, who, remember, has been languishing in jail for the last 5 years in Pakistan. He entered Pakistan on a valid visa. He was there to meet a woman that he met over the internet. He was then picked up by Pakistani authorities. A case of espionage has been slapped on Ansari. Carried a 3-year jail term, but he's been incarcerated for at least 5 years. The story of his incarceration came to light recently when the Pakistani journalist who had filed a case in Pakistan against Mr. Ansari's detention was released from captivity. Remember, she was abducted shortly after she began pursuing Ansari's case in Pakistan. Now, WION's exclusively accessed the Pakistan court order on Hamid Ansari. He has been languishing in jail in Pakistan for the last 3 years on false charges. Let's go across to WION's associate editor, Palki Sharma Upadhyay, who's joining us live on the broadcast for more on that story. Palki, does this latest piece of information that is in WION's possession now only strengthen the case for Mr. Ansari's release from detention?
Absolutely, and I have a copy of that, Aisha, and it basically says, I'm reading the end of it, which is the operative part of the order, which says the convict be treated strictly in accordance with the law, but he be provided visitation rights as well as health facility, including other rights, as provided under the jail manual and prison rules after conviction. So the court basically is saying that the petition is no more required to be kept pending and disposed of being infructuous. Essentially paving the way for some sort of forward movement as far as Mr. Ansari's case is concerned, Aisha.
Right, and Palki, who then takes that case forward, though? We know that he has a lawyer in Pakistan who's been pursuing the case on his behalf. We know that the Ministry of External Affairs is apprised of the situation, but is this a deadlock once again that India is facing along the lines of what's being faced as far as Kulbhushan Jadhav goes?
In a way, there are similarities, there are parallels, Aisha, you could say that, but this is a case that the government of India hasn't taken to that level. We know the Kulbhushan Jadhav case has reached the International Court of Justice. Having said that, there are people who are working to ensure his release, and we understand we'll have to wait and see which lawyer takes this case forward, but he has one already in Pakistan, and we'll have to talk to them and figure out where this goes from here.
Right, Palki, thanks very much for joining in on the broadcast and bringing us up to speed on that latest piece of information that we have in our possession. For those of you who are just joining us on the broadcast, this is the big news we're tracking right now. WION has exclusively accessed the Pakistan court order on Hamid Ansari. He is the Indian national who has been languishing in a jail in Pakistan for the last 3 years. This, of course, on false charges of espionage. The order from the Peshawar court from November 2016, it claims that Ansari entered Pakistan with a fake ID. This alleged ID was sent to him through a Facebook friend who hosted him for 2 days and then left him at a hotel. He was picked up by police there and handed over to security agencies in subsequent raids at the hotel. Now, the Indian External Affairs Ministry has said that it has raised the case of Hamid Ansari with Pakistan.
What the government is doing to secure the safe release of Hamid Ansari, who is languishing in the Pakistani jail. Have we again sought consular access to him? His lawyers tell us that he has sought remission and that the next hearing will be on the 1st of November.
We are in touch with our High Commission in Pakistan, and we are also in touch through our High Commission with the Pakistani authorities. We expect an update very soon, and we will be sharing with you.
Now, WION has managed to track the whereabouts of the Indian jailed in Pakistan. Ansari's case came to the fore after the 24-year-old Pakistani journalist Zeenat Shehzadi, who was abducted in 2015, filed a plea in Pakistan Supreme Court on behalf of Ansari's mother. According to reports, Ansari came to Pakistan pursuing a love interest with a woman over the internet. Later, this young woman invited him to her home in Kohat city, where he was taken into custody despite having entered Pakistan on a valid visa. Ansari was arrested by Pakistani agencies. Nihal was convicted for espionage and sentenced to 3 years imprisonment by a Pakistani military court. Meanwhile, his counsel, Qazi Muhammad Anwar, has filed a petition in the Peshawar High Court seeking his release since he's already completed 3 years of his sentence. The next hearing in the case will take place on November 1st.
I'm standing here outside the Mardan Central Jail. Behind me you can see this is the road that leads to the Mardan Central Jail, and it is here where the Indian national Hamid Ansari is incarcerated right now since his conviction in 2016. First he was in Peshawar Central Jail, but recently the Peshawar Central Jail is going through restructuring. So the lawyer tells me that he met him a few weeks ago in this particular jail. This is a brand new jail, and from what I understand right now, earlier on in the Peshawar Central Jail, Mr. Hamid was being kept in a high security sort of confinement because he was also attacked. But then he filed a writ petition through his lawyer saying that he wants to be kept in the normal conditions. So apparently, from what we know, inside this jail he's being kept in normal conditions. Hamid Ansari, as everybody knows, went missing in 2012 when he tried to enter Pakistan. Apparently, he says he entered Pakistan through a tourist visa, but the Pakistani authorities say that he entered illegally into Pakistan. Nearby, where we're standing in Mardan, nearby here there's a city, Kohat, which was his destination. He was supposed to meet a girl, according to his family, who he had met on over Facebook, and then he was supposed to sort of stop her from a forced marriage that she was getting into. But the Pakistani authorities say that he was involved in espionage, and then one journalist, Zeenat Shehzadi, who was investigating his case, she went missing and recently reappeared. She went missing in 2015 and then reappeared 2 years after. She was investigating the case of Hamid Ansari, who's in this jail behind me, and then in 2016 we saw Hamid Ansari also coming to the foreground and sort of appearing, and the government was told that he is in military custody, and a military court has tried him out and found him and convicted him for espionage for 3 years. Right now, from what we understand, Hamid has filed a petition at the Peshawar High Court for remission, for saying that he was arrested in 2015, so his 3 years of sentencing that he got for espionage, that should finish earlier, but according to the authorities, they say that that kind of remission cannot be applied. The jail authorities here are saying that because he was involved in anti-state activities, according to his challan, according to the charges against him, he will not get that remission sort of relief, and that's why his lawyer has gone to the Peshawar High Court, and his hearing is set for next week.
Earlier, WION spoke with Hamid Ansari's mother, Fozia, who is desperate to hear from her son. It's been 5 years since her son has been languishing in a Pakistani jail. This is what she had to say.
On behalf of your channel, because we are just like a mute people, our voice could not be heard. Through you people, our voice can be heard. And whoever is listening, I appeal all the people, please release my son also. 5 years, no contact. I don't know how is my son. I can only say my son, his intention was not wrong. Though he did a mistake, he should have not gone without proper documents. But for 3.5 years, he was missing, and we never knew whether he is alive or not. At least this much I know, that he is in jail. going imprisonment for 3 years. Now it is 5 years completed. And I don't know how and what condition he is. I just appeal, I pray, I beg that for the sake of humanity, please return my son. We have fully depended upon our Indian government, because the day one we came to know that this happened, that time we surrendered everything to our government. I met Ma'am Sushma Swaraj several times, and she is such a dynamic lady. She has assured me that she will help. So I am very much assured. I am very much hopeful that she will definitely help. And of course she will help. They will bring my son back.